The other day, one of my friends asked me how my daily vlog was going. And I said, oh, it's going pretty great. You know, I'm nearing the end of the 30 days challenge that I'm trying to do. Also, what the hell's a vlog? Because I realized I don't actually know what that is or what that means when somebody says the term vlog. What I think of is this whole thing where somebody's going out in the world with like their camera and they're talking to it, and it's almost like having this like observer or your audience with you at all times as you kind of go about your business and your daily life. I think that's super fascinating. I'm really interested in watching that when people do it really, really well, but it's not really what I've been doing. I haven't shared like tons of my in-depth like personal life or anything. It's kind of been more thoughts and ideas and some basic experiences. So I was thinking like, what is a vlog? What does that mean? And does that term actually have a definition? I don't know. To help me answer that question, I dug out my childhood journal from ages 10 to 15, I think, 16. From my preteen to the right in the middle of my teenage years, this was my journal. And the reason I dug this out was because I started thinking, where did the idea of vlogging come from? If, like, I was thinking vlogging is a chronicle of your daily life, where did that come from? And obviously, human beings have told stories for centuries and millennia. And chronicling your life has been something also that humans do. There's, every episode of Star Trek starts with the captain's log, and keeping diaries and journals and notebooks is something that people have done for a very, very long time. I started keeping this one because of the TV show Doug, when every episode would be Doug saying, "Dear Journal." So all of my entries in here start with "Dear Journal," because specifically I wanted to be Doug and to have a journal like Doug. But the interesting thing about journals is that journals and diaries were kept private for the most part. Some diaries even have like the locks on them, so it was supposed to be private. And if your parents read your diary, it was such an invasion of privacy. And then the internet happened, and everyone was taking their personal thoughts, which normally would have literally been kept under lock and key, and they were just putting them online for anybody to read, which is really interesting. And so that's where, obviously where blogs came from. And the term blog came from weblog, because this is my web log, when everyone used to refer to the internet as the web. And weblog is a really awkward word to say, so then blog kind of became a thing, which is a weird word, but blogs are still around. And if you had a video log, it made a lot of sense to call it a vlog. And I totally get that. And the first time I heard the word vlog, since I do a lot of video work, there are different video settings you can shoot in, like S-Log and D-Log. And then I saw V-Log, and I was like, that must be some kind of new picture profile for movies. But no, it's a vlog, a video log. But what does that mean? Because sometimes it's this ultra dynamic, ultra interesting, every single day of your life is chronicled in this very cinematic way. And other times it might just be someone sitting in front of their webcam, sort of just rambling on with their thoughts. But finding this journal has been super interesting. I mean, I've known exactly where it is. I keep it very safe, but I haven't actually looked at it in years and years and years. And so it opens up, and on the inside there's still like the pens that I had. There's 2 books filled. There was the first book, and then as you can see, there's book number 2. Started on November 6th of 1995. And then the last entry of book number 2, August 4th of 2001. And it starts out, Dear Journal, just like Doug. So day 1 with the date, Dear Journal, lots of spelling errors and things happening in here. And most of this is a 10-year-old talking about his life, almost turning 11 years old, getting a new bike, going to Denny's. And it's very interesting. I was doing it every single day, day 5, day 6, which is hilarious because now I'm doing this. The ambition here is to go every single day. Slowly the entries started getting shorter and shorter. And then eventually at certain points, I started just writing nothing, misspelled as Noten. And that was because I didn't want to miss a day, but I wanted to make sure I wrote something. So that seems relevant. And so what started happening in the second book that I was keeping after about a year was things got very, very short. This is my entry from December 4th, 1996, which was my 11th birthday. All it says is, today was my 11th birthday. I'll write again tomorrow. I feel like there's a lot more that could go into that. So it started happening, and this is what's interesting, because they say that, like, they say your adolescent and your teenage years are your most formative years. I started writing longer little entries every like year or two. So instead of being daily things, there'd be huge chunks of life that got left out. Another year later, I start writing, and it's more about middle school. This is 1999. I start talking about music. So you're talking about formative things, including the bands I liked at the time. This might not make it in because that's embarrassing, but we won't talk about those. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. But then other things start happening. I started talking about Universal Studios a lot. I started talking about cameras a lot more, different cameras I wanted and was trying to like save up for and work towards, and lots of trips to Universal Studios because I wanted to learn more about movie making. There's even some math of how much money I would need to save up for to buy the camera that I wanted. At a certain point, right around the 8th grade, every entry ended with a list of CDs that I owned and CDs that I wanted. Unfortunately, my taste was terrible. I didn't write about like girls I liked or anything like that in these. Oh my god. We'll see if I actually decide to share this. I found out about another cool band I like. They are called POD. Does anybody remember the band POD? Probably don't remember, and that's okay. But here's the gold. I am the only person I know who has their CD. I don't know if that says more about me or the band, but oh, I found something interesting here. I've never had a girlfriend in my life, but at least I'm not like another friend who went out with like every girl in our 6th grade class. I want to be a movie director when I grow up. I signed up for video production this year at school, and I hope I get into those classes. That was starting middle school. 2 worst years of my life, by the way, so far. And that carried all the way up to the last journal entry that's in here, which is from August 4th of 2001. Day 437, so my 437th journal entry, August 4th, 2001. It's been another year and a lot has happened. Bowser, my dog, died in February. Grandpa died in May, and that's most of the sad stuff that happened this year. This is August of 2001. As for cameras, the RCA camera I had caught fire last summer, but last August I got a Sony Handycam. I started an internship at the local TV station, which is great, and I hope to continue it through the new school year. I have to get my wisdom teeth pulled soon, and I'm going to take driver's ed this school year. This is a really lame thing to do, but here's another CD list on the next page. So here's my final list of CDs I own. Limp Bizkit, Korn. I owned a Stained CD. That's gross. Linkin Park, POD, Eminem, Red Hot Chili Peppers, 311, Rage Against the Machine, The Offspring. But here's the very last CD I listed is a mix CD of this band called The Aquabats. And then this is sort of sad because it says, I'll write again sometime. And then at the bottom it says day 438, Dear Journal, comma, and it's just blank. And that's it. And I never wrote it in again. That was the end of my journal. But I love that it ends with me discovering the Aquabats around that time, summer of 2001. But getting back to the question of a vlog and what is a vlog, if you're doing a daily personal life vlog, you're essentially doing this in video form. You're cataloging your life and your experiences to look back on. And that's a really cool thing to do, to have a record of that exists. The part where it's distributed online for so many people to see is sort of an interesting component, because on one hand it's like why, and on the other hand it's like, well, that's a great way to reach out and connect and share your life with other people who you may never meet or connect with otherwise. I guess to get back to my original question of what is a vlog, I don't really know, and I'd really appreciate any input that I could get as far as what that is and what people think a vlog is. Because I guess if I have to define it right now, it would be something that chronicles you and your journey in some way. I wouldn't say something like a short film or a narrative would necessarily be a vlog, because that could be your way of expressing things beyond your regular life and in sort of like a fantastical fiction world. I would almost think even if you're doing like a series of tutorials, that could almost be a vlog if they're regular, because you'll see your growth and development in that area and in the production of your projects. And that's something you can look back on and track your journey through. So I don't know So maybe a vlog is about tracking a journey of some kind, whether it's very personal and emotional or very, specific and directed towards, a goal or an objective or a certain stage in your life. What I do know for sure is having this is really valuable. I would never want to lose these. And I have a feeling that doing something like this on a regular basis down the line will be just as valuable. That makes it worth doing because it captures and chronicles specific stages in your life and your journey and your story. And if you don't tell your story, somebody else will or nobody will. So I think there's a lot of value in a vlog, and I'm really curious to hear thoughts on vlogs and what they are. Okay, let's go through this and just find a little bit of gold here. Here's something. November 21st, 1995, day 16. Dear Journal, I forgot to tell you, but on Saturday, I got a mini trampoline. Well, I'll ride again tomorrow. I don't exactly know what my point was with this journal entry, but I got a lot of this going on here. Okay, this might be my favorite entry. Day 110, February 25th, 1996. Today I got a bird cage. It's for a secret project. I'll write again tomorrow. It's very important to understand that I've never owned a bird. Apparently I had a stroke while I was writing this journal entry. Real quick, as I was reading through the journal entries on camera, I found something that I had completely forgotten about, which is at the back of the journal, the notebook comes out, and there were secret things hidden in here. There were a few edgy, teenage, angsty drawings. Wow, so edgy. There's a copy of an email where I'm emailing Canon customer service about an instruction manual that I need because I don't know how many fades my camera has or how to use the zoom close-up button. And finally, there's a page that was torn out and hidden. It's from March 21st, 2000. And in this page, I spent a lot of time talking about going back and forth between custody after my parents had gotten divorced several years before, and that I didn't want to do it anymore, and I didn't know how to stand up for it. And I said, I hope I never get divorced. Funny story, young Tom. But I end with this note, which might be a good way to end this video real quick. I'm sorry for the profanity. This was the only time I used it. I realize that spending life questioning life is a waste of life, so fuck it. I'm gonna do what makes me happy. See ya. You go, girl.